One of the things that I found and still find really difficult in learning Hebrew is forgetting new words. And that's something that when I was learning the language, I used to write them in a notebook, and that notebook got too full. And so I started to use an app called Quizlet, and then Quizlet got too full. So then I moved over to Anki because Anki has a spaced repetition algorithm. So it only shows me the cards that I really need to be learning. And that was great, although Anki doesn't look very attractive and is not very user-friendly, so my students didn't really enjoy using it. Recently, I've created my own app, and it's still in creation mode, but I want to give you a sneak peek. So let's just say I worked with a student yesterday, and here are some of the words that came out in our lesson. Okay, so learning a lot of new words, lifkoa, litzboa, ishloach, and we're particularly wanting to say practice the female form in present tense because that's often difficult for people. So I take the words that I want to learn and I put them into this flashcard area in my app. So I'll copy these. Hopefully they'll copy over. And then I'll click import. Now, the cool thing is that the app will create sentences with these words that are tailored to my level. I don't have to think of the sentences myself. They'll create highly frequent or highly common sentences. And it's done that now, added to my deck. I can find these words here. All right, so we have lokachat. I can click on the word and get a full grammatical analysis of the word, which binyan it comes from, the infinitive, the name, past tense, present, and future, the different prepositions you can use with it, sound files to hear the whole sentence, and some example sentences, as well as the root and other words which use that root. I love this. I love it. I'm blown away by the power of really AI. So anyway, coming back to this view, I've got the sentence it's given me, which will go onto a flashcard. So I've got everything I need here. You'll see the status is new. Also for the other words I added 4 words. Here they are. And then where it's amazing is that it ends up going into my study deck. So I come in here and I click study my words, say I choose however many words I want to study today. I'm going to define this as only showing me, say, multiple choice and written flashcards. And here we have some of my sentences. Let me try and take us to the new word. And see if we can see the card. Said hello. Okay, so here we go. So here is our new card. She always hurts people that are saying tamid. And then I have to find from the list here which is the one. It generates a range of options for me that are supposed to confuse me, which is good. Nogat, bogeshet, nosat, bogaat. And here we go. I got that one. It was really fun. And I want to just take you also to the, here we go. Here's a conjugation card. I can practice conjugation. Lakachat at and ba'avar. So it's zman avar. How do I say that? Lakacht. And she's painting the room. And then I'll also have the same thing for typing these out. Okay. So I'm not just getting the multiple choice recognition, but I'm also having to spell. So we already saw these cards. Let's take us to the new word, which I think is coming up now. Hurts. How do I spell she hurts? I type it in here. If I don't have a Hebrew keyboard, I can just use this. And then there we go. I'll finish it off so we can enjoy the confetti in the end. Painting, and there we go. These are the words I studied and I can listen to them again. And that is the concrete way. It's the best thing I've ever seen. I say that with modesty and also just amazement at what AI can create. I've been doing this entirely with an AI kind of coding inside Google. And putting all of my experience as a Hebrew student of 13 years and also a teacher of 10 into a system which will guarantee that you remember words long term. You can come find these words at any time. You can search for them in English, in Hebrew, and they'll also be added to the conversations you have throughout the application. There are different conversational modes. I won't go into that now, but that way you'll also see them in different contexts. If this sounds exciting to you, write Ulpan AI in the chat, and I'll send you a link to test out the beta version of the app.